'cause I want a girl.
Call now for Malt Shop Memories. 2 cassettes, $19.98. 2 CDs, $26.98. Have your credit card ready and call now. Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
Be prepared for travel problems in much of the east this afternoon as snow, ice, and rain fall across the region. Parts of Texas and Louisiana may even see some strong thunderstorms. That's going to be later today. Good afternoon and welcome to Weather Center. I'm Rich Johnson. Let me show you what's going on in the Mid-Atlantic. We'll take you to Philadelphia. Your morning commute was disrupted by snow. Snow was mostly light to moderate, but there were some bursts of heavy snow as well. The snow continues now, and it's actually starting to mix with a little bit of sleet in some parts of town. It will change to freezing rain, then just plain old rain as we see the warmer air aloft moving on in. Here's the messy setup for today in the east and Midwest. Similar to yesterday, we have deep Arctic air closer to the source region in Canada. Farther to the south, that Arctic air is a little bit more shallow. So what happens is with that shallow Arctic air, you have warmer air overriding it aloft. So closer to the front, yeah, it'll support snow for a little while, but once that warm air starts coming on in, what typically happens is that you get the changeover from snow, then eventually to sleet. Then as that cold air gets even more shallow, it changes over to freezing rain. So that's what's going to happen. Areas like D.C., Baltimore already in progress, Philly starting to go through that process. Over to Pittsburgh, you've seen it all today. Snow, sleet, freezing rain. It may change over to rain, and tonight more snow coming on in. To the south, chance of thunderstorms, and some of those could be severe. Let's start in the northeast. Have a look at this mess here. We have snow heading up to New York City, and typically in the swath of this storm here, it's really one of these overrunning situations. We don't have that typical nor'easter, you know, the ones that really get cranked up in the Gulf of Mexico, slide up the coast and just totally bomb out. That's not what's going to happen here. This is more the general precipitation. Remember those winds aloft hit the front? Then you sort of look at this in 3D, and that air is sort of climbing up and over the high. So that's why we're just seeing a large, widespread area of snow and sleet and freezing rain. You can see by the satellite photograph too. Tough to find a storm here. It's not like you look at that and you're like, wow, look at that storm cranking off the coast. This one's just clouds all over the place. Overrunning, that's the situation. 25 in Boston, about the same in New York. Yeah, that's more like 27 in Philly. Down to New York, or D.C. and Baltimore in the mid-20s. In D.C., sleet, freezing rain. It's about to end though for a little while. Here's our satellite photo, close-up, showing the clouds increasing across Maine, but the rest of the mid-Atlantic into the Midwest, it's snowing or sleeting or there's freezing rain today. Snow should begin increasing around New York City And still coming down pretty good around Philadelphia, although that warm air aloft coming on in. So the snow is mixing with sleet. So most of the accumulations will start to be cut down. Maybe north of town you'll still pick up more significant precipitation. Down to BWI, south of Baltimore City, it is now changing over to sleet, maybe a little bit of freezing rain, maybe up to the northern suburbs into Baltimore County. North of the city, maybe some snow, and also northeast of town, maybe some snow continuing. But you can see where the back edge is right here, so it's going to be shutting down shortly. Out through the Midwest, cold front coming on in, another one, yes. And out ahead of it, snow. Snowing in Chicago today, back on over to Detroit, over to Indianapolis, light snow. Columbus, Ohio, after some snow, coming down pretty good. It's changed over to freezing rain. Beautiful shot here, isn't it? Look at all that fluffy white snow out there, 5 inches. That fell between midnight and this morning, so you need the shovels and snow blowers to get that all off the roads. Cars having a little bit of trouble, though, because the snow changed over to that freezing rain and a little bit of sleet, and it is not over with yet. Temperatures right now in towards central Ohio into the 20s. Freezing rain line is down to the Ohio River. In Cincinnati, still freezing rain. Head down into Kentucky, 32 degrees and above, changes over to rain. Upper Midwest, pretty cold behind that next shot of cold air with that high pressure center. You can see Chicago, a little bit of snow, some snow over to Detroit. This is rain farther to the south, but as that rain hits that freezing line near the Ohio River, sleet and freezing rain coming down to Columbus, so there will be some additional ice accumulations, and that's always pretty nasty. You can see that swath still pink here, possibly 3 to 6 inches of snow. Including New York City, there's that chance of 3 or 4 inches. Snow beginning to end again down toward Baltimore and D.C. Up to Boston, you may see several inches before the rain comes on in. Just like all the big cities in the east, that snow, most of it will probably be washed away, if not all, by tomorrow night. Down across the south, showers, some thunderstorms. Some of those could be severe as this trough swings out of Texas, so from near Houston to New Orleans, watch out for that. Temps today, 75 in Houston, pretty warm. 74 in New Orleans, 70s out across Florida, so pretty nice. Actually, 60s in Birmingham and Atlanta again. That's an improvement. Rain lifting northward out of Alabama and out of Georgia, heading up into Tennessee and into Kentucky. This is, by the vast majority, rain. In some cases, it is coming down pretty heavily. Again, it's once you make your way north of the Ohio River, that's really where you have to watch out for what's going on. In the west, overall, pretty quiet. We do have our front here. Cold